Hello and welcome to the 2019 Year in Review from the Government Information Service. Within the next hour, we will take you back to some of the main stories making the news this year. From the allocation of homes to nationals in communities across the island, to the inroads made in government's geothermal pursuits, to the equipping of primary schools for the digital era, the signing of new economic agreement with the People's Republic of China, and of course, the victory of the Dominica Labour Party in the December 6 general elections. The GIS Year in Review continues in just a moment. Welcome back. Dominica's geothermal energy pursuits was further bolstered on May 3rd when the government of Dominica and the World Bank signed an agreement for the financing of the geothermal development project.
The signing of this agreement today is another milestone in our quest to develop the geothermal potential of Dominica. The approval of the financing allows us to move swiftly towards the construction of the domestic plant.
This is the first World Bank Group funded geothermal project in the Caribbean since 30 years. So this is a very important milestone event for pursuing the agenda of renewables and the demonstrable commitment of Dominica to its stated goal of becoming climate resilient.
The Dominica Geothermal Development Company also successfully concluded the testing of its geothermal production well in Loda in October. As part of the national thrust to transform Dominica into the world's first climate resilient nation, solar system kits were installed at several health centers to ensure continuation of services during and in the aftermath of disasters. On January 16, a standalone solar kit and a 40 kilowatt solar field was donated to the St. Joseph Health Center by Electricians Without Borders and the French Foundation.
So we think that the installation of these solar power units will go a long way into ensuring that these retrofitted facilities will have an almost uninterrupted source of energy, of power, in the event that the national grid fails.
Several primary schools on island were prepared for the digital era in 2019. On November 11, the Rotary Club of Portsmouth, together with its Canadian partners and IT for Dominica Foundation, donated over 1,700 Chromebook computers to 20 primary schools.
These 1,700 Chromebooks and projectors, as we have already seen in the last week, especially at my school, will transform teaching and learning at all the schools who have received them.
The Chinese Agricultural Mission in Dominica has been given a thumbs up by President of Dominica, His Excellency Charles Savrin. President Savrin and his wife visited the Chinese Agricultural Station in 1 Mile Portsmouth in July. The facility was opened in 2014 to improve Dominica's agricultural sector through seedling cultivation, development of new varieties of crops, as well as to train local farmers in new farming techniques.
What that you're doing here is tremendous. During the past 12 years, this project really provide a very, very important influence and a pivotal role in the agriculture promotion in Dominica, especially some new samplings, new vegetables, new fruits, everything. So this is the very, very important cooperation between China and the commerce of Dominica.
Relations between the government of Dominica and the People's Republic of China was further advanced on October 28 with the signing of an economic and technical cooperation agreement.
It's a grant aid to Dominica that is on top of all of the projects that are being implemented in Dominica, financed by the government of China.
During the past 15 years, I think the relations is very, very fast and strong, and also very, very important between China and Dominica.
The government of Japan on September 10 demonstrated in a tangible way its commitment to further strengthen relations with Dominica. Loaders, chainsaws, dump trucks, command vehicles and compactor trucks were donated by the Japanese government to be utilized with several government departments.
Dominica established diplomatic relations with Japan in 1978. And as we celebrate this year the 41st anniversary of our independence, we also recognize 41 years of deep and cordial relations with Japan.
An exchange of notes and agreement was signed between the governments of Dominica and Japan during a ceremony at the Ministry of Finance Conference Room on September 10 for the financing of the reconstruction of the Marigot and Roseau fisheries complexes.
The grant assistance that we are going to sign right now, amounting to about 1 billion Japanese yen or about $1 million US, is an essential tool for this country to help upgrade core facilities.
We are grateful for the solidarity that has been demonstrated to us by the government of Japan. The response to Dominica, particularly following Tropical Storm Erica and Hurricane Maria, was immediate and extremely helpful.
The MV Main Chief of TUI Cruises made its first call to Dominica on Thursday, November 14, 2019. The vessel brought approximately 2,890 cruise passengers to the island's shores and was the ship's first of 16 projected calls to the island for the 2019-2020 cruise season.
TUI Cruise Lines was the first cruise line to dock in Dominica after we were hit by the Category 5 Hurricane Maria. And that meant so much to us because it signaled to the world that Dominica was reopened for business.
I'm sure all our guests and crew enjoy your beautiful island, and we thank you very much for your hospitality.
In 2019, efforts continued by the Division of Forestry in collaboration with other government agencies and departments to restore the island's forests and to replace trees damaged by Hurricane Maria with national tree planting initiatives.
If you look around, you will see that Dominica is still green and beautiful, but we know that we had 1,000 shades of green before, and now we have 550 shades of green. So we too have to do our part. Mother Nature is important. Mother Nature is powerful. Mother Nature is amazing. She regenerates herself, but we can also help by doing a lot more ourselves. So we're here today as part of Tourism Awareness Month to begin and to improve on the number of trees in our environment.
Dominica's youngest Kalinago chief, Lorenzo Sanford, was officially sworn in on September 11, 2019 during the council's inaugural meeting at the Kalinago Barana Ote.
As your chief, along with the new council, we intend to engage all sectors of the Kalinago population in consultation, and together we shall chant a new and dynamic course for our future of our people.
I will ensure, as Minister of Finance, that you will be noted by history to be the most successful Kalinago chief we would have seen in the history of the Kalinago people.
Dominica's Jazz and Creole, a blend of jazz music with Creole music, food and culture, was hosted on May 5. It was first introduced by the Discover Dominica Authority in 2010 and has attracted a growing number of patrons each year to the Cabot National Park. The festival targets families, couples, and music enthusiasts and has attracted visitors from the French West Indies and the wider Caribbean. You're watching GIS Year Review for the year 2019. When we come back, we take a look at efforts by the Roosevelt-Skerrit-led administration in 2019 to provide affordable and resilient housing for nationals across the country. Welcome back. Throughout 2019, the DLP administration focused a lot of its attention on providing affordable and resilient homes to nationals across the country. The government's Housing Revolution program was expanded even further in the aftermath of Tropical Storm Erica and Hurricane Maria, as Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt-Skerrit announced to the world his intention to transform Dominica into the world's first climate-resilient nation. The focus was now on building back better, but also ensuring that homes are built to withstand catastrophic natural disasters like Hurricane Maria. Since 2018, Montreal Management Consultants Establishment Limited has been engaged in the construction of hurricane-resilient housing units in communities island-wide, including Casabruce, La Plaine, Dalis, Grand Fort, Saint-Sauveur, Georgetown, Jimmet, Cotton Hill, and Bellevue-Chopin.
So the government does not owe anybody a home. The government is seeking to reach out to the citizens and residents of our country and to provide to them a safe, comfortable home they can call home.
All the residences are fitted out to the same standard with fitted kitchens, eco-friendly hot water systems, cooker hoods, state-of-the-art bathrooms and showers. There's also a community facility within the second building which will provide hurricane-resistant shelter in the event of a climatic event. The buildings themselves, as you are probably aware, are constructed from reinforced concrete, have hurricane-proof windows and doors, and we are confident they will stand the worst of any climatic event.
In September 2016, the government of Dominica launched the Bellevue-Chopin housing project to resettle Petit Savan residents who had to evacuate and abandon the community because of the devastation caused by Tropical Storm Erica.
I'm in a very good place. I'm seeing that a number of the residents are going to be in safe concrete homes.
I was in a difficult situation, really and truly. And at my age, having lost my property at Petit Savan, it would have been a very difficult thing for me to be able to build back. So I am very appreciative of the gift that I have received from the government.
Yes, today is a good day for me. Alhamdulillah, we say in Arabic, it's a good day for me.
Today now is, a good day for me. Beginning of a new chapter, in my life.
I'm happy. I'm happy with the house, especially for the house. Oh, I'm very happy. Okay.
GIS Year in Review continues in just a moment.
I love the freedom when I'm out there. Simply put, the worries from shore, none of that out there. And it's my daily bread. I learned it from my dad. My dad is one of the senior guys here who catch the biggest fish around here. And he's top with the red snappers. It's a family thing. I'm the only one fishing right now in the family. Just keeping it going. I enjoy bringing them up, man. Sometimes you have a yellowfin tuna, 400 pounds. Man, let me tell you, that's just a joy out there. I enjoy going out there and just holding the big fish. I don't lift weights, I lift fish. The morning of my fishing trip, I would get up, make a little spiced tea. Then I come down here. I have my GPS, which most fishermen are supposed to have that. Normally I prepare the day before, because whenever you're going out there, you must have ice. Ice is a must for preservation of the fish. So I always make sure I have everything the day before. My fish represents me, and I bring good quality fish ashore simply because the restaurants themselves, they have to show a quality product. Tourism and agriculture go hand in hand. That's why I think we're all connected. It's like a big machine, and I'm just so proud to be a part of it. My name is Brandon Carlisle, and tourism is my business.
Welcome back. You're watching GIS Year in Review 2019. The first phase of the Dominica China Friendship Hospital was officially opened on Friday, September 6, 2019. The $40 million new national hospital is a grant from the government of the People's Republic of China. It is part of the government of Dominica's plan to advance the country's healthcare system in infrastructure and otherwise, and is being built by Hunan Construction Engineering Group of the People's Republic of China. The governments of Dominica and the People's Republic of China formally established diplomatic relations in March 2004.
Today, thanks to the long-standing and faithful friendship between the governments of the People's Republic of China and Dominica, the citizens of Dominica have a new state-of-the-art health facility to be proud of here in our country.
We want to build this new hospital, the first-class hospital. We want to be the first-class equipment and the machines. These instruments and equipment is the most sophisticated. HIPO and MR.
The hassle and expense of having no choice but to leave these shores to access some forms of medical intervention will be a thing of the past.
I am very happy because I cannot believe that I live to see that we've got a new hospital after working for 27 years, and to see that new hospital is rewarding.
Gone are those days when we had to fly people
to other countries to seek medical attention. Today, people will be flying to Dominica. What a change, what a turnaround. And I have to really applaud the efforts of Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, the Ministry of Health and others who've made this possible.
President of Dominica, His Excellency Charles Sarver, assured the United Nations in 2019 that Dominica is well on its way to achieving its goals of becoming the world's first climate-resilient nation. His Excellency Sarver addressed the general debate of the 74th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York on September 26.
Thousands of homes have been repaired and rebuilt, and hundreds more contracted to be built. New resilient housing units are being constructed all over the island. Public utilities have all been restored. All children are back in school as of January 2018, although some schools remain to be rebuilt. The road network has been vastly improved, and most of the damaged or destroyed bridges have been repaired or are being rebuilt to higher standards. The rivers and watercourses have been dredged, and the greenery has returned to the hills, the valleys, and mountains. Practically everyone visiting Dominica in recent times has described the transformation of the country after Maria as miraculous, and indeed it is.
Work continued in 2019 on the construction of the Roseau River Promenade. The project includes the upgrade of the river wall on the river bank, as well as the complete resurfacing of the roadway. On July 16, Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit and his wife, along with other government officials, visited the project site.
It's something that has been discussed for a while, and to see it finally in fruition, it gets me very excited. It perfectly complements the Roseau Enhancement Project, which has been ongoing, and this is all to increase or to enhance the aesthetics of Roseau Central, the city.
As you can see here, this walls will be properly dressed, and in terms of the laying of stones and different aspects of that project, we should really put a serious facelift on the Roseau.
And we'll create a promenade where people could come in the evenings and be able to relax their families in a safe environment, enjoy the flow of the river, enjoy the beautiful lights that we'll put in. We'll beautify the place also with planters, with palms and various ornamental plants, and really create a modern city.
Jungle Bay Resort and Spa, one of the Caribbean's most successful adventure resorts, reopened its doors on June 30 at Mount Okuma in Soufriere. The resort, which was previously located in Delis, was destroyed during Tropical Storm Erica in 2015. Since opening for business in 2005, Jungle Bay has made a name for itself as one of the world's top ecologically friendly resorts.
I encourage persons, Dominicans, at home and abroad, to see this as an improvement in the enabling environment for business and to seize the opportunity.
And this project here, which is fully financed by the Students by Investment Program, is a testament to the benefits which we have been deriving from this program. It is going to be here as an investment in Soufriere and Dominica. This is going to create jobs for us as citizens of Dominica.
Another CBI-funded hotel, the Cabot Resort Kempinski, was officially opened on the 2nd of November in the northern town of Portsmouth.
There's been a constant stream of Dominicans coming in, walking into the hotel, looking around, taking pictures, and feeling proud. Feeling proud not just of the hotel, but proud to be Dominican.
Today, we are celebrating the opening of our first internationally branded hotel from the luxury brand Kempinski Hotels. This is another testimony that when we make promises, we deliver. Our vision to transform the hotel industry in Dominica and to make Dominica a 5-star destination is being realized, and we should all be proud of that.
In just 9 months following its formal approval as a real estate project of the Dominica Citizenship by Investment Program, Sanctuary Rainforest Eco Resort and Spa broke ground on November 1st to commence construction.
So resort will consist of 72 rooms and these 72 villa units. It will have 2 pools, 1 heated pool, 1 normal pool. It will have 2 restaurants, 2 bars. It will have a nice area for the spa, meditation area. It will also have yoga area, and we'll have very nice high treetop walkway. This will be high rise. It will be like 8-10 meters from the ground. It's very nice view.
You here in the Roseau Valley, I mean, what better gift you can ask for than to have this major investment in the Roseau Valley?
You're watching GIS Year in Review 2019. Before we go to the break, Rastafarians in Dominica on May 25 paraded through the streets of the capital as they joined their brothers and sisters around the world in the observance of African Liberation Day. Africa Day, formerly African Freedom Day and African Liberation Day, is the annual commemoration of the foundation of the Organization for African Unity, now known as the African Union, on the 25th of May 1963. It is celebrated in various countries on the African continent as well as around the world.
I've worked in the service industry for 9 years, and I love it because of the people I get to meet every day. And that's one of the reasons I went back to college, to be better able to serve the tourists when they come to our destination and to be able to learn more about Dominica. I love learning more about Dominica because the more I learn, the more I can share. And I just want to share Dominica with everyone. I'm from Munjan, which is in the southeast of Dominica, and have lived overseas for 24 years. Living overseas has made me appreciate Dominica and all it has to offer, like taking a walk in the forest, going to the botanical garden, or even drinking fresh Sus water. I never thought I could miss green so much. Even as a student, I'm still directly linked to the tourism industry, from something as simple as giving directions to tourists, or even more involved like an internship at a hotel, or a cleanup campaign with DHTA. As a tourism student, I have made the decision to take my place in this tourism industry. My name is Lucina Nicholas, and tourism is my business.
Welcome back. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit has repeated calls for greater focus by global nations on the issue of climate change. The Honorable Prime Minister was part of a panel discussion on Monday, June 3, which allowed speakers to share what they have been doing to make their countries more resilient. The discussion formed a part of the Clinton Global Initiative Symposium, which was held at the University of the Virgin Islands St. Thomas campus.
Personally, I believe world leaders are not doing enough where climate change is concerned. There's a lot of talking, but no action. And the world needs now actors, people to take concrete action to address issues surrounding climate change. Because this is the greatest threat confronting the world.
The Ministry of Agriculture, Food and Fisheries hosted a training program in June for 40 farmers in Mount Prosper. The training was facilitated by a $175,000 project financed by the United Nations Development Program and the Japan Caribbean Climate Change Program. The project covers climate-smart agriculture technologies, which include rainwater harvesting, greenhouse smart agriculture, and the introduction of new crops and vegetable species.
We run a weekly farmer field school every Wednesday morning from 9 to 1, where we actually involve theoretical as well as practical sessions with the farmers in terms of teaching from peer review. Essentially, we are involved right now in the cultivation and production of cabbage and tomatoes, from seedling production all the way up to harvest.
On Friday, March 22, Venezuela's new ambassador to Dominica, His Excellency Jose Rabio Moro Sabelli, presented his credentials to the President of Dominica, His Excellency Charles Savre, at a ceremony at the State House.
I remain at your service, and I transmit the vows that my President Nicolás Maduro Moros formulate for the prosperity of the Commonwealth of Dominica.
The Commonwealth of Dominica and the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela have fostered a very cordial and rewarding relationship, which is of great significance to Dominica. We therefore look forward to the further deepening and strengthening of the bonds of friendship and cooperation which already exist between our two countries.
Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, accompanied by officials of the Ministry of Agriculture as well as the Ministry of Public Works, visited Carhome on the 20th of August to discuss a strategy to improve access to farms in that area. A significant section of roadway to these very productive farmlands was damaged during Hurricane Maria.
And a number of other engineers and a number of other, including private sector engineers, who were brought here to look at the site and to seek to advise the government as to what is the best solution that we can find to create motorable access under those farms. We took notes, and we're hoping that within the shortest possible time, within a day or two, that all those entities can meet and come together and to advise government as to what is it that can be done to bring some relief to the farmers.
A former managing director of Chances and child advocate Ava Mary McIntyre Roach was officially laid to rest with an official ceremony on Wednesday, April 3. McIntyre Roach was the sister of both former and new parliamentary representatives for the Roseau Valley constituency, Dr. John Colin McIntyre and Dr. Irving McIntyre.
We thank God for her, thank God for all that she has been, thank God for her ability to create the full life of warmth, of laughter for her own family and indeed for all who are near and dear to her. As we are gathered here this afternoon, still with our hearts heavy with sorrow, heavy with the sadness, as we are gathered to pay the farewell, this final goodbye to Eva.
Former Minister for Community Development and Women Affairs Gertrude Roberts was laid to rest on November 23. The UWP parliamentarian passed away on November 6. The official funeral was held at the Grand Fort Roman Catholic Church.
So we can say at the end of her life that she had fully fought the good fight.
Celebrations of Dominica's 41st anniversary of independence was officially opened on September 28th at a ceremony on the Dame Eugenia Charles Boulevard.
We are marking the celebrations of 41 years of independence with the theme Saluted Resilience and Rejuvenation 2 years on. Let us therefore celebrate in the hope that we will endeavor to bring our unique talents, skills, and shine on the great nation, and the people to salute those who have given their best efforts in the rebuilding and rejuvenation of our nation.
Anja Thomas of the Paybush Primary School won the 10th annual Primary Schools Quail Spelling Bee competition, which was held at the Alias Française on May 15, 2019. This is the 6th time that the Paybush Primary School won that competition.
Bonnet. 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 B-O-N-N Bonnet.
Anelia Aaron of the Roosevelt Douglas Primary School placed second, and Lily Barry of the Goodwood Primary School came in third. 14 individuals and 2 institutions were recognized at the Independence Day Parade of Uniformed Groups as Dominica celebrated its 41st anniversary on the 3rd of November. Among them, Dominica's ambassador to the Republic of Cuba, His Excellency Matthew Walter, who received Dominica's second highest award, the Cicero Award of Honor, for his contribution to education and politics. Samuel Raphael was one of 7 who received the Meritorious Service Award, and Stephen Dangleben received the Services Medal Award for broadcasting and entertainment. Prime Minister, the Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, delivered his annual Independence Day address at the parade, which drew thousands to the Windsor Park Sports Stadium.
This nation is ours. We are building it for our children, for their children, and for the generation after them. We are building the nation of Dominica to carve out our place in history and make our mark on the world. As we commence the journey of fortitude, it is my hope and prayer that we will so vigorously engage in this building effort that history will record that here is a nation of strong, proud, resilient people who withstood the worst, who feared only God, whose strength of character and excellence of conduct so made us stand out that the name of Dominica comes to be revered.
Dominica's 41st anniversary of independence was celebrated under the theme Saluting Resilience and Rejuvenation 2 years on. Dominica's 2019 World Creole Music Festival was given a thumbs up by Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit.
I really want to congratulate Minister Tong for his policy guidance for the World Creole Music Festival and his hands-on approach to getting the activity going. I want to also express congratulations to Mr. Colin Piper and the other committee members, but I also want to single out Miss Marva Williams, for her extraordinary talent and skills and the ease with which she has gone about organizing the Creole Music Festival.
The free night event featured artists and groups from Dominica, the region and across the world, including Asa Banton, WCK, Triple K International, Ophelia Marie, Buju Banton, Itana, Davido, Roman Virgo, and Patrice Roberts.
We say, there'll be a better tomorrow. Well, there'll be a better tomorrow.
Welcome back. You're watching GIS Year in Review 2019. On November 5th, Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit announced the date for general elections in Dominica.
The date on which Dominicans shall go to the polls and choose between transformation and change they can see versus talk and inexperience, between experience and experimenting, between safety versus uncertainty, is Friday, the 6th of December 2019.
Nomination day for general elections was November 18, 2019. A total of 42 candidates from the two main political parties contesting the elections were successfully nominated. GIS got the opportunity to witness the nomination of Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, who spoke with confidence about victory at the polls.
Victory is that of Dominicans, victory is that of the Dominican Labour Party. And come December 6th, Labour shall be returned into government for another 5 years.
With protest action by the opposition ahead of the December 6 polls, particularly in Marigot and Salisbury, Foreign Affairs Minister Francine Barron addressed a special meeting of the Permanent Council of the Organization of American States on November 22.
We give you every assurance that this government has been and remains committed to the strengthening of the electoral process in Dominica, and we will continue to act in a prudent and reasonable manner, and we ask for your indulgence in that regard.
On Friday, December 6, 2019, the Dominica Labour Party emerged victorious at the general elections, defeating the United Workers' Party 18 seats to 3.
The people of the Commonwealth of Dominica have spoken, and I want to thank them for giving the Dominica Labour Party a resounding victory and returning us to office for another term as the next government.
At the December 6 general elections, DLP leader and parliamentary representative for the Vacas constituency, Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, defeated his opponent, Clement Masler of the United Workers' Party. A number of first-time candidates were successful at the polls. Shakira Lockhart Hippolyte, who contested the Roseau South seat, defeated UWP's Joshua Francis. Greta Roberts defeated Dr. Pharaoh Coffey in the Mont Jean Riviere constituency. Edward Regis defeated UWP's Net Packet in the Granby constituency, while Melissa Skerrit, wife of the Prime Minister and DLP leader, captured the Roseau Central seat when she beat her opponent, Glenroy Coffey. The DLP's Fidel Grant also defeated Ezekiel Basil in the Wesley constituency. In the Salibier constituency, Kosia Frederick defeated UWP's Annette Sanford, while in St. Joseph, new candidate Dr. Addis King defeated UWP's Monel Williams. Prominent medical practitioner Dr. Irvin McIntyre won the Roseau Valley seat, going up against UWP's Ronald Charles. Kent Edwards, also a new candidate, defeated Francisca Joseph of the UWP in the Laplin constituency, while Octavia Alfred defeated the UWP's Ernie John Finn in the Castlebruce constituency. All of the DLP's women candidates were successful, including Rosalind Paul, who defeated Davis George in the Paybush constituency, Lady Catherine Daniel, who defeated Nicholas George in the Collio constituency, and Denise Charles, who defeated the UWP's Dr. Sam Christian in the Soufriere constituency. The DLP also maintained its long-standing seats in constituencies such as Cottage, where Reginald Ostry defeated Marcus Rumen of the UWP, Rayburn Blackmore defeated Felix Thomas in the Maho constituency, and in Petite Savanne, Dr. Kenneth Baru defeated the UWP's Rosanna Emmanuel. In Portsmouth, Ian Douglas of the DLP won against the UWP's Jefferson James. The DLP only lost 3 seats in its 5th consecutive win. Gregory Revere went down to Lennox Linton in the Marigot constituency. Nichols Esprit was defeated by Hector John in the Salisbury constituency, and Joseph Isaac was unsuccessful against the UWP's Danny Lugay in Roseau North. For GIS News, I'm Daryl Tipp.
Thank you, Daryl, for that report. After closely monitoring Dominica's elections, electoral observers from the OAS, CARICOM, and the Commonwealth concluded that the December 6 polls were free and fair.
It is our considered view that the results reflect the collective will of the people who voted, and that the 6th December election was conducted in accordance with the laws of Dominica.
We are here to tell you that we observed the electoral process and that we are satisfied that on election day, the people who voted, their votes reflected the will of those who voted. That is our conclusion.
The initial assessment of the election day activities by the mission is that voters were able to cast their ballots without intimidation or fear, and that the results of the 6th December 2019 general elections reflect the will of the people of the Commonwealth of Dominica.
On December 7, 2019, Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit was sworn in as Prime Minister of Dominica during a ceremony at the State House.
I, Roosevelt Skerrit, do swear
that I will faithfully execute the office of Prime Minister without fear or favor, affection or ill will, and that in the execution of the functions of that office, I will honor, uphold, and preserve the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Dominica. So help me God.
10 days later, on December 17, at the Office of the President, the Prime Minister was sworn in as Minister for Finance, Economic Affairs, Investment, Resilience, Planning, Sustainable Development, Telecommunications and Broadcasting by His Excellency President of Dominica, Charles Sovereign. Later that afternoon at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium, the Prime Minister introduced his new cabinet.
Senior Minister and Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Honorable Reginald Ostry. Minister of National Security and Home Affairs, Honorable Rayburn Blackmore. Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, with responsibility for telecommunications and broadcasting, Senator Honorable Oscar Judge. Minister of State in the Ministry of Finance, Economic Affairs and Planning, Senator Honorable Gregory Carissa Revere. Minister of Foreign Affairs, International Business and Diaspora Affairs, Honorable Dr. Kenneth Darrell. Minister of State in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, International Business and Diaspora Relations, with specific responsibility for Diaspora Affairs, Honorable Edward Regis. Minister of the Blue and Green Economy, Agriculture and National Food Security, Honorable Fidel Brandt. Minister of Tourism, International Transport and Maritime Initiatives, Honorable Dennis Charles. Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, International Transport and Maritime Initiatives, with special responsibility for air and seaport operations, Honorable Shakira Lockhart Hippolyte. Minister of Youth Development and Empowerment, Youth at Risk, Gender Affairs, Senior Security, and Dominicans living with disabilities, Honorable Dr. Addis King. Minister of Trade, Commerce, Entrepreneurship, Innovation, Business and Export Development, Honorable Ian Douglas. Minister of Governance, public service reform, citizen empowerment, social justice, and ecclesiastical affairs, Honorable Greta Roberts. Minister of the Environment, Rural Modernization, and Kalinago Upliftment, Honorable Kozia Frederick. Minister of Health, Wellness, and New Health Initiative, Honorable Dr. Irving McIntyre. Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Wellness, and New Health Investment, with particular responsibility for community and home care, Honorable Kent Edwards. Minister of Public Works and the Digital Economy, Honorable Cassany Laville. Minister of Sports, Culture, and Community Development, Honorable Roslyn Paul. Minister of Education, Human Resource Planning, Vocational Training, and National Excellence, Honorable Octavia Alfred. Speaker of the House of Assembly, Honorable Joseph Isaac. Deputy Speaker of the House of Assembly, Honorable Lady Catherine Daniel, who will also be Chairperson of the Commission on the Reclassification and Modernization of the Public Service. Chairperson of the Commission for Roseau Vision 2025, the candidate-elect or the pilot-elect of the Roseau Central, Mrs. Melissa Poppins-Sterry.
At the December 17 event, there were messages of solidarity from 3 regional leaders.
To win a 4th term individually and a 5th term as a party is the political equivalent of climbing Mount Everest.
Prime Minister, you have done what many have dreamt of and what few have achieved. And for that, you must be congratulated.
Said to them, especially the powerful, that notwithstanding your small size, that you will not subject Dominica to hegemonistic control. And the international community, they have representatives here today. And I hope that the result of the last general elections in Dominica will be a lesson for them.
As Prime Minister Skerrit and his cabinet look ahead to the year 2020, the Dominica leader has assured National that he remains committed to their continued development.
I want to thank you again, my dear people, for the confidence and trust which you have placed in me. I give you the solemn assurance that I shall not let you down.
Vehicular access to Bells was halted in December following road edge failure during a major road stabilization project in that part of the island. The Ministry of Public Works, however, moved quickly to restore access.
During the execution of these works and with the recent heavy rainfall, a section of the impacted area actually failed completely, which cut off the village, and that is with regards to vehicular access.
What Public Works has done is to engage another contractor with more resources to mobilize and restore access to the people in the area. A bypass is being done as we speak. The area has been excavated. Material is being stockpiled as base material to surface the road.
Dominica's farmers once again contributed food and meat to hospitals and the charitable organizations in Roseau and Portsmouth. The items were presented to representatives of the Grotto Home for the Homeless, the Dominica Infirmary, the Northern District Home for the Aged in Portsmouth, the Princess Margaret Hospital, and the Portsmouth Hospital by new Minister for Agriculture, Honorable Fidel Grant.
I think that we should be giving outside of Christmas. So this event should be happening maybe quarterly, maybe even monthly to some extent, where we get produce from our farmers and donate to the needy institutions, because it's important that we have a healthy and balanced diet.
The People's Park in Roseau was reopened to the public on December 23, 2019. The park has suffered significant damage during Hurricane Maria in 2017.
Apart from the botanical gardens, this park here is one of the few green spaces in Roseau. It brings great pride to our nation, and it is one of the spaces that has both environmental and social benefits.
On December 27, Earl White Jr. was sworn in as chairman of the Benz Anzime and Solda Village Council. White and 7 other councillors took their oaths at the council's 18th inaugural meeting at the Benz Primary School.
The council is only 8 members, and 8 of us cannot do it alone. So it's only through community spirit and camaraderie and unity that we can build a better Benz Anzimen and so on.
As we near the end of the review for the year 2019, we pause briefly to remember the devastation caused by Hurricane Dorian on the Bahamas. On September 1, the eye of Hurricane Dorian made landfall on the Abaco Islands, with maximum sustained winds of 185 miles per hour, making it the strongest hurricane on record to affect the Bahamas. Thousands of homes were destroyed and many lost their lives, especially in Abaco and Grand Bahama.
If I Abaco, please, I'm begging you. My baby's only 4 months old, please.
"24 families moved into new homes in Cotton Hill at the start of 2020. Homes were allocated to residents of the brand new apartments at a ceremony on December 29.
After today, I will no longer share a 2-bedroom rented house with my mother, my 3 siblings, alongside with my 2 children. Today represents a major turning point in my life, and for this, I wish to convey my deepest thanks to the Prime Minister and my father, Mr. Austri. Owning my own home has always been a dream, but only through the efforts of my Prime Minister and my father has been made a reality today.
The President's Charities Foundation brought Christmas cheer to several charitable organizations in December. During his annual Christmas tour, His Excellency President of Dominica, Charles Savre, visited a number of institutions, including the Dominica Infirmary, the Northern Home for the Aged in Portsmouth, and the Care for the Elderly in Portsmouth. And the thousands of nationals gathered at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium on September 19 for a celebration of hope and thanksgiving 2 years after the ravages of Hurricane Maria. Artists from the region and internationally like Edwin Yearwood, Kurt Carr, and Reverend Shirley Caesar joined Ophelia Marie, Michael Henderson, and others at the grand concert.
Magnifies the Lord.
We come into your presence. Come on, get him up, get him up. We lift our hands in the sanctuary. Come on, we lift our hands to give you the it up, Tim. We love Dominica. I love Dominica. I love Dominica. Take those cell phones. Wave them left, wave them right.
That I am humbled but proud to be the leader of a country that is now admired all over the world. Because we as a people have risen to the challenge to build back from almost nothing.
And I sing home to this June and I praise and song, this gem to which I belong. This land is my home. Oh, I sing home.
I'll never forget the images of Dominica right after Hurricane Maria and how shocked and saddened I was with the scope of the destruction. But since then, I've been very inspired by the strength and resilience of all the island's people as you've come together to support one another and to build back better.
Thank you, Lord, for Dominica. Thank you for this island. Thank you for this Prime Minister, for this President. God, I'm asking that you'll give them the wisdom. Give them the grit, gut, grace, God, and gumption. That they will take this island, that they will take this people on to their total deliverance. Bless us, Lord, and we shall be blessed. Keep us and we shall be kept. Lead us we shall be led. For all of these blessings we ask in the name of Jesus. I wish I had a church. In the name of Jesus.
Let your spirit take to flight. Let your heart run free and wild. Find your soul in Dominica, the nature of.
During the past hour, we have taken you back to some of the major stories making the news for the year 2019. Our many thanks to our viewers who continue to tune in every evening on television or on our Facebook page for GIS National Focus. We at GIS wish all of you, our viewers, a productive 2020. On behalf of the GIS News Production team, I'm Mervin Matthew. Thank you for viewing.